Review 3. Fast fashion, but at what cost? Over the last decade, the fashion industry has been transformed by consumer demand for designer looks at affordable prices. Retailers offering clothing made cheaply and quickly now dominate the fashion market. Instead of the 6 months it used to take for distinctive new styles to make their way from catwalks to clothing stores, stunning new collections are now emerging every few weeks. This trend is known as fast fashion.
While convenient access to stylish clothing may seem like a wonderful benefit of modern life, for the world's 75 million garment workers, fast fashion actually has a devastating social impact. In an effort to keep their operations as economical as possible, a throng of fashion retailers have moved their manufacturing centers to countries in which labor is extremely cheap. Since such countries usually have relatively limited work regulations, workers there are easily exploited. Many garment workers, some of whom are only 14 years old, work long hours for minimal pay, earning barely an adequate amount to survive. Additionally, they often work in cramped rooms filled with toxic fumes from the chemicals used to manufacture and dye clothing. This regular exposure is believed to make employees far more vulnerable to serious health problems and even terminal illnesses.
Humans, however, undoubtedly aren't the only ones suffering because of fast fashion. It is no exaggeration to say that the clothing industry is one of the most polluting industries in the world, responsible for almost 10% of all global carbon emissions. Moreover, as the demand for fast fashion increases, the environmental pollution caused by clothing manufacturers is predicted to rise by more than 60% over the next 10 years. But the damage doesn't end once the clothing has been made. In order to keep up with fashion trends, consumers nowadays are purchasing new items more frequently than ever before and discarding clothing at the drop of a hat. Every year, the average American throws out 30 kilograms of clothing, most of which ends up in landfills. These unwanted synthetic fabrics, all of which take years to decompose, then continue to release toxic chemicals into the air, soil, and water supply.
Since some very complex social and environmental problems may have their roots in fast fashion, everyone should contribute to reversing the situation. It is high time that brands took prompt action so as to ensure that clothes are produced more sustainably, and that laborers receive fair wages and enjoy better working conditions. Consumers conscious of these problems can do their part by shopping more responsibly and by recycling old clothing. Remember, our preferences and shopping choices can make a meaningful and permanent difference. Seemingly very small efforts can do a lot to protect our planet for future generations.